I would like to call the January 27th special board meeting to order. It is 4 p.m. There's a quorum present, and notice of this meeting has been posted in time and manner required by law. Mr. Jones, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Cliff Williams.
Present.
Scott Carson.
Present.
Charles Perry.
Present.
Mr. Kyle Hagemeyer.
Present.
Miss Nikita Lagway.
Present.
Our missing member is Miss Paulette Traylor. Let's all keep her in our prayers. And my name is Chad Jones. Thank you.
Perfect. There are no public comments today. Standing informational and ad hoc items report A, Brattle Middle School emergency update.
Thank you so much, President Hagemeyer. Brabham Middle School, as you know, had a flooding emergency after a large storm came through the area, which was on Thursday, January 9th. There was significant flooding that filled the library, which came through an electrical conduit in the slab. Immediate action was taken to begin remediation, and an emergency contract was entered into by myself using the Willis ISD board policy, CH local, which allowed me to enter into contracts for emergency purposes. Notification to the board at the next available meeting is a requirement of that policy. So per policy CH local, the competitive requirement still exists for emergencies procurement. Kelly led that. So Willis ISD sought a cost plus bid by current Willis ISD vendors using the existing JOC JOC contracts. We received 3 bids. See below as I tell you about these. I think we have a PowerPoint, don't we? Or I'm just curious. Yes, thank you. We had Nash Industries, thank you. Nash Industries, which came at 10%, Stewart Builders at 3.5%, and BNC Construction at 15%. We awarded the contract to Stewart Builders.
I got a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Bob or
Bob and Kelly. Yes.
Miss Kelly? I'm gonna ask a different thing. This has happened out in Brabham several times, hasn't it?
We have been told that, yes.
Okay. Now, I went out there on that side where the drainage is backing up. Is that correct? It's backing up in there because that ground gets saturated?
We found out today some other information that it may be coming from a drainage ditch, and the conduits were dug up and found and running back into the building from those conduits that just stop in the middle of that ditch. That's between Brabham and Meadow.
Okay, and so this Stewart Builders price of 3.5% is gonna be cost plus 3.5%, is that
Cost
what you're
plus,
telling me?
yes.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you, that's all I need to know.
Do we have a motion?
So we.
Right now, perfect.
No, that's all right.
All right, so discuss and possible action items. A, discuss, consider approval of disposal of non-operational HVAC equipment.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Today we are seeking board approval for the disposal of unnecessary materials per board policy CI local. With the renovations to the HVAC systems at Lynn Lucas Middle School, 3 carrier units have been removed, replaced, and are no longer in operation. The district has received an offer from Coastal Recovery for the scrap value of the units in the amount of $10,000 total for all 3 units. In this instance, the district first attempted to establish a fair market value for the equipment. We reached out to Lemon Auctioneers, which is a resource that public entities use to put unnecessary items to market. We sent them pictures and model numbers of all 3 of the units to Lemons, which they replied with their estimate that we would receive approximately $1,000 per unit if we were to put them in their auction. Given this information, we do feel like the offer from $10,000 from Coastal is appropriate and request your approval to move forward. The offer from Coastal also includes them picking up units from our site. I'd be happy to answer any specific questions.
Chris Jones.
We done this in the past?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of a couple instances where we've done this in the past. Per board policy, the superintendent has the authority of items under $10,000. Obviously, this one was straight against that threshold, so we decided to bring it to y'all. In the instances I'm aware of, the superintendent approved those, a couple.
Okay, like for example, we do the kitchens and stuff, is that stainless and stuff, is that, we recycle that stuff?
Yes, sir, it depends on each project, as far as, I have to get specific information on specific projects, but yes, we do have the option of, most of the time, those equipment goes through someone like Women's Auctioneers, that's child nutrition is a federal program, so those have different requirements, and so most of those items, go through, that's not like, Women's Auctioneers.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation and approve the disposal of the present carry HVAC units for $10,000 to coastal recovery per board policy CI local.
We have a motion by Mr. Jones, a second by Mr. Carson. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Item B, discuss, consider
Thank you,
approval of delivery method for Willis High School 9th grade expansion.
Good afternoon. We've been hearing about the 9th grade campus for a time, and it is finally here where we get to bring the delivery method to you for approval. So we're asking for the approval to do a CMAR delivery method for the procurement of the 9th grade campus, and we're also asking at the same time to approve the superintendent to negotiate that contract after we've ranked the professionals.
Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation and approve the delivery method of CMR for the 9th grade expansion and delegate authority to negotiate to Dr. James.
We have a motion by Mr. Jones, a second by Mr. Carson. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Item C, discuss and consider approval for commercial kitchen smallware bid for Calfee Middle School.
So we are also ready to start the procurement process for the middle school, for Calfee Middle School. So we are bringing the first item of many that will come over the next several months, the selection of smallwares for the CNS, the cafeteria, child nutrition. So we got 3 quotes from co-ops, A-Smart, First Choice, and Commercial Kitchens. The lowest was Commercial Kitchens. So we would like to award to Commercial Kitchens. This was through Region 5's co-op. They gave us the best pricing for that.
Mr. Carson.
Move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation and approve selection of commercial kitchen smallwares quote for Calfee Middle School.
We have a motion by Mr. Carson, a second by Mr. Williams. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, real quick. Do we have an RS means with this? I mean,
With these, it's not an RS means, it's not a jock, it's through a co-op, so it's
so
not.
it's a cooperative, so we're not having to
Yes.
get attached. Sorry.
Yes,
All right.
no, it's good.
Sorry about that. No.
Is this coming out of bond funds?
We haven't placed the order yet, so we are still in discussion, looking at budget. We're looking at budget for all, the FF&E as well as the small wares. It can come out of the federal program, which is why we went ahead and did 3 bids and went ahead and made it federally compliant, so that we can, if we choose, use CNS money versus bond money or local money.
But most likely, yes, this is gonna come out of bond funds.
Mhm.
We're getting all the bids together, we're gonna look at the overall cost, and then most likely it's gonna be assigned to the Calfee Middle School budget for bonds.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Item D, discuss, consider approval of employee implement weather workday waiver for January 21st and 22nd, 2025.
Thank you. We're asking the board to waive the makeup days for the 2 days we missed last week and compensate all Willis ISD employees. We feel like there is a public purpose and a benefit exists to our employees by doing so. This will include those employees determined by their positions to report for emergency situations, our 260-day. So those that did report that day will be compensated for that as well.
Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. As a public purpose and benefit to Willis ISD is served, I make the motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation to waive the missed employee work days on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, and Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025, for all employees and pay full compensation to those indicated employees.
We have a motion by Mr. Jones, a second by Mr. Perry. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. At this time, the board will now convene into closed session for consultation with attorney by phone pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071. It is 4:10 p.m. The board will now reconvene into open session. It is 5:33 p.m. Are there any motions from closed session? Being none, board member comments? Superintendent comments?
Just want to remind everybody that our next board meeting is February 12th at 2025. And it's the taper meeting at 4:30, from 4:30 to 5:30, with a regular meeting following at 5:30.
Say that again, Dr. Jones, what's it 4:30?
The taper meeting, every year you're supposed to talk about the taper report that came out, so that's what we'll be doing.
Okay. Mr. Williams?
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion by Mr. Williams, a second by Mr. Carson. All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. We are adjourned. It is 5:34 p.m.